Okay, hey everybody. All right, so don't forget it's science night tonight, and come see us, and you'll get a little treat for stopping by. We'll be in front of the library, I believe. Miss Martinez was saying. All right, so the homework that you have for today, you had most of the time to work on it, and you had about 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. Some had 30, some had 20, some had 25 minutes to work on it in class. So you should have gotten most of it done. So let's take a look at the first one. We are going to classify each triangle. We're going to write isosceles. And so it's an isosceles triangle, a scalene, or an equilateral. Remember that isosceles triangle has, so I'm going to put this over here. It has two sides that are two equal sides. A scalene triangle, I'll change the color on that one, has 0 equal sides. I'll switch this back over to red to put an S there. And an equilateral triangle has all equal sides, right? So let me see if I can move this over to this way. It won't let me write on that one, so let me back over. Three equal sides. All right. So now let's take a look at this first one. Let me highlight this part right here, and I will use my freehand highlighter. I have this right here and this one right here. There's two sides that are equal. And so because I have two sides that are equal, it says that I have over here, two sides that are equal. It means that I have an isosceles triangle. Now look at my angles. I have two acute angles and I have one obtuse. Okay, now let's look at this next one. I don't have any little hash mark, no signs. So I have a scalene triangle and this greater than 90 degrees. So it means that I have an obtuse. Sorry about the writing. Going to number 3, you see all the lines that hit? This one is equal to this one, which is equal to this one. So it's an equilateral because I have 3 equal sides. And it is an acute. I have 3 acute angles. All right, let's look at this next one. Let me hide that one. Again, there's 2 sides that are equal. Which one is the 2 sides? And I can see that it is isosceles. And it's a what kind of angle? Very good. It's a right. So it's a isosceles right triangle or isosceles with a right angle. This next one, I have 2 again. There's 2 sides that are equal, which makes it an isosceles. And all the angles are acute. And this last one, I don't have any markings on there, so it makes it a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, a scalene. So let me move my face up there. And I see it has a right triangle. Oops, sorry about the writing. That is an R. Some people are going to say it looks like a V, so you're absolutely right. Let's move to this one. To circle the figure that does not belong. So what looks different? So I see that I have 2 sides here that are equal, 2 equal sides. And I have 2 equal sides. I'm just putting the S for sides. But over here, I have 3 equal sides. So this one is different. And it is because this one is 3 equal sides. And then here I have 2 equals and 2 equal sides. So we were comparing the sides, not the angles of it. All right, let's move this back down a little. Let's go to the next one. Parker drew a triangle. Now they're going to tell us what he drew. Parker drew a triangle with no congruent sides and a 95 degree. So I know that there's something greater than 90. So it's got to be an obtuse, right? Listening to those properties. And classify the triangle by the lengths of its sides and its measure of angles. So here, no congruent sides. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's a scaling. Obtuse triangle. There you go. My writing is not perfect, so I already know that. So do not comment. All right, let's look at this one here. Lindsay draws a right triangle and adds the measures of the right angle and one acute angle, which is a possible sum of the 2 angles. Okay, so let me look at this. I know that it adds the measure of the right angle, which is 90 degrees. Oops, let me go ahead and delete that. So right angle is 90 degrees. So I know that it can't be this one here, and I know it cannot be this one right here. And it says one acute. All right, well, it can't be 180 because that means I would have 2 90-degree angles, and it didn't say I had 2 90-degree angles, right? It said I had only one right angle. So it can't be this one right here. So my only possibility would be D, 120. So I'm going to have one right angle at 90 degrees and plus whatever this is, it's got to be less than 90. That will equal to 120. So what would it be then? Yeah, it's going to be 30 degrees. And that gives me 120 degrees. All right. So you can, without having to actually do the math, you can isolate it over here based on the information you have. You know that 2 90-degree angles will equal 180. It did not say anywhere that you had 2 90 or right angles. And because one is already a right angle, there's no way it could be 45 degrees because that's acute. It's less than. And then you had 190, but it also said that you had one acute. So just by eliminating the information or eliminating the answer choices based on your information. Let's look at number 10. Which one of these triangles is isosceles and acute? Okay, an isosceles means that it's side, opposite side, and acute. So here I see immediately there's a right a right angle. So I'm going to eliminate that one. An isosceles is a side opposite side. Well, I see this was side opposite side. So I have this one and this one. I have this one and this one. But look at this here. That is obtuse. So it's not an acute. So I can eliminate that. And look at here, side opposite side. But it is also an obtuse. So that won't work. So the one that is the possible answer is going to be B, because those are all acute. Let's look at this next one. Which kind of triangle has 3 congruent sides? Remember, what does the word congruent mean? That's right, it means equal. And that's the equilateral, all 3 sides. Isosceles has 2 sides. And so I want you to go ahead and get into the practice where you're writing these. An equilateral has 3 sides equal, that's 2 sides equal, 3 sides equal, and a scaling has 0 equal sides. Number 12, which of the following is another way to classify a scaling which has 0 equal sides and one angle that is greater than 90? Very good. It's going to be obtuse. And number 13, Mrs. Bennett has a rug that is an equilateral triangle. Remember equilateral? All the sides are equal. So we have equilateral, 3 sides that are equal, with a perimeter of 12. Oh, that's interesting. Remember, the perimeter is adding all the sides. So I have to, whatever's here plus whatever's here plus whatever's here, which could be the length of the sides. Oh, well, let's see. If I had 12 and I have only 3 sides, 3 goes into 12 4 times. Is 4 plus 4 plus 4 equal 12? Absolutely. The answer is A. And let's look at the last one. Nathan cut a square tile in half for his kitchen floor design. He made one cut along a diagonal from one vertex to another vertex. Which triangles resulted from the cut? All right, so he has a square. Actually, I'm going to do it this way so I can make sure that my square is a square. So I drew a square. Now it says that I made one cut along a diagonal from one vertex to another. That's kind of like what we did the other day, right? So we have this one right here, and I did one vertex to another. That's what we did yesterday when we were making our folds, and then when we did it on Friday when we were creating our folds. So here I cut this in half. We've already done this. Okay, so now looking at this one here, and I'm going to cut right in half. Which triangles resulted from the cut? Well, remember that scaling means that no sides are equal. Well, that's not going to be right because I have a square, and what do I know about the square? All sides are equal, right? So if I look at it, well, this side, if this was 4 inches, then this side here is going to be 4 inches. And if this is 4 inches, then this is 4 inches. And all I did was cut that in half. So it can't be a scaling because a scaling means that no lines are equal. 2 equilaterals? No, because the longer one is in the center when we folded it, right? So this is what we have. We folded. So it can't be that one. So now we are looking at 2 isosceles triangles. So I have 2 isosceles triangles. So I created that one. This is one isosceles. Here's the other isosceles. And what kind of angles are those? Are there any right angles? Yep. I'm going to have the 2 right angles. So if you look at here, this is one right angle and the other right angle. So he has 2 isosceles, both with right angles. So you can see that right there. All right, and that was it for tonight's homework. Guys, make sure that you understand the quadrilaterals, parallelograms, perpendicular, that you're also understanding that there are only 3 angles. We have right angle, which is a 90-degree angle. You have an obtuse, which is greater than 90 degrees. You have an acute, which is less than 90 degrees. You have the equilateral triangle. That means all sides are equal. Isosceles, you have 2 sides. that are equal scaling. We talked about like the music scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That means that no sides are equal to each other. Remember the quadrilaterals? You remember the square and the rhombus, how they're related with each other, that a rectangle is like a square and that a rhombus is like a square. And all three are parallelograms. All the parallelograms and the square, rectangle, and rhombus are quadrilaterals, and trapezoids are quadrilaterals, and all of that encompasses polygons. So we covered all of that last week and this week, and you do have a test on Friday. So it's an open book, so make sure that you have all your notes. I'll talk to you later. Hope to see y'all tonight. Take care.